Hello students. In today's physics class, we are going to discuss uniform circular motion. So till now, we have studied about the linear motion. Linear motion means whenever the body is traveling in a straight line or straight path. Now, if the body moves in a circular path, on that time, its speed is always remains constant because we know that in a circular path or in a circle, the radius is always constant. That is your fixed. Now see here, if the body is moving around a circular path, this is your circular path, and O is the center of this circular path. So if you see, this one is the radius of the circular path, and in this circular path the radius is same. Now if you want to find the speed of a body in a circular path, then it will be your distance divided by time. Distance by time. Now, how we can find the distance in a circular path? For a circular path, distance is always equal to the circumference of the circle. So I can write here, distance is circumference and time will be time. Now circumference, what is the formula for the circumference? 2 pi r. So I can write here 2 pi r, and the symbol of time we can take as a t, and the symbol of speed I can take as a v. So speed of a body moving in a circular path is your v equal to 2 pi r by t. Now if you see here, 2 is your constant, pi is your 22 by 7 or 3.14, and r is again your constant. Why constant? Because the radius is constant. Now if all the quantities are constant in this side, it means speed of a body in a circular path is always constant. So that is why the motion of a body around a circular path with uniform speed, or you can write fixed speed, is called uniform circular motion. Uniform means it is not changing. That is why the speed in case of circular motion is always fixed. That is your constant. It will not change. Now come to the another portion. That one will be your velocity. Now we know that the speed is constant. Speed remains fixed in a circular path. Now what about the velocity? Now the magnitude of velocity is always equal to speed. That is your 2 pi r by t. It means velocity also you can find out by the formula 2 pi r by t. But that one will give you only magnitude. Magnitude means only the numerical value. Now we know that velocity is your vector quantity. Velocity have both magnitude as well as direction. Now magnitude we can find out from 2 pi r by t. But what about the direction? To find the direction, suppose you want to find the direction at this point A. So just you have to draw one tangent It may be up, if I am taking this one as a clockwise. If it is moving in the clockwise, then draw the tangent. Tangent means line touching to the surface of the circle. So this arrow represents the direction of the velocity at point A. Now suppose you want to find the direction of motion at this point. So again you have to draw the tangent like this. So this is the direction. Now if you want to find the direction at point C, again draw the tangent like this. So this is the direction of body at point C. So you can write this one as a VB, direction of velocity at point B, direction of velocity at point C, and one more point D. So this is the direction of velocity at point D. Now if you see here, the velocity changes continuously. It is changing continuously. See, here it is moving. If you draw the needle, north, south, east, west. So the direction of the velocity at point A is towards south. Direction of velocity at point B is towards west. Direction of velocity at point C towards north. Direction of velocity at point D towards east. So at every point the velocity changes continuously. Now whenever the velocity changes, direction of the velocity changes continuously, then we can say that motion as a accelerated motion. Very, very important. What is accelerated motion? Accelerated motion is the motion where the direction of the velocity changes continuously. So we have a certain differences between this linear motion and a circular motion. Now linear motion means in the linear motion, direction of a motion of a body does not change. If it is moving in a straight line, so it is moving forward. If it is moving backward, then it is moving always backward. It does not change its direction continuously as in case of circular motion. Now similarly here see, in the circular motion there is a continuous change in the direction of the motion of the body. Point A, B, C, D. Continuously changing the direction of the motion. Next, in the linear motion, body has uniform speed and zero acceleration. In the linear motion, body has uniform speed. Yes, this speed is your uniform speed because the speed is not changing. Radius is not changing. So it is a uniform speed. And whenever here is a, this one is also uniform speed. In the linear motion, body has uniform speed. For uniform speed, the acceleration is always 0. Here it should be, you can use here velocity, okay. So it is a 0 acceleration. This one is also uniform speed but not a uniform velocity. Why not uniform velocity? Because the velocity changes continuously. Direction of velocity changes continuously. Now see here, in the circular motion, the body moves with variable velocity. Is it? Variable velocity, but speed is your uniform. Speed is your uniform. So we can write this one as a uniform speed. But the velocity is your variable. And already I explained that the magnitude of the velocity is same as a 2 pi r by t as your uniform speed. Only the direction is different at different points. So in the circular motion, the body moves with a variable velocity and its motion is called accelerated motion. Accelerated motion, whenever the direction of the velocity changes continuously, such motion is called accelerated motion. So I hope all of you have understood this topic. Now your work is, you have to do some homework from exercise 1C. So before doing this homework, first you write all the things whatever I have written on the board in your copy and send me in my WhatsApp number. Now come to the exercise questions, homework. Exercise question 1C, I have selected only some question as a homework. So page number 46, number 2, question number 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 3, 2, 4 and 4, 1, 2, 3 and number 5 is the derivation which already you have done. So no need to do again, but remember this question is included in your exercise 1C. Now I am just explaining briefly all the answers of these questions. Question number 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Here you have to draw the graphs, and graph already I explained in my previous video. If you see the graphical representation of the motion, then you will get all the answers of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And in question number 5, it is asking what is the unit of physical quantity which is represented by the area under a velocity time graph. So area covered in the velocity time graph always give you the distance, and the unit of distance is your meter. Now short answer question number 2 and 4. This one is already here. Define uniform circular motion and linear motion. It's not the linear displacement. So do this correction. It is a linear motion. So you have to write down the definition of uniform circular motion from here, and the linear motion from these 2 points you can define the linear motion. Next question, is the uniform circular motion is an accelerated motion? Yes, uniform circular motion is an accelerated motion because direction of velocity is changes continuously in uniform circular motion. Now question number 3, name a physical quantity which remains constant during a uniform circular motion. Which remains constant during the uniform circular motion? Speed. Speed remains constant. Which one is changes continuously? Velocity. Direction of velocity changes continuously. Now question number 4, number 1. Speed from the distance time graph. What you can calculate from the, how can you calculate the speed from the distance time graph? From the distance time graph, if you want to find the speed, you have to find the slope. What you have to find? You have to find the slope. Then acceleration from velocity time graph. How you can find the acceleration from the velocity time graph? From the velocity time, if this is the velocity, this is a time, then again you have to find the slope. By finding the slope of velocity time graph, we can find the acceleration. Next is your distance from velocity time graph. From the velocity time graph, if you want to find the distance, then you have to find the area. Area covered by the velocity time graph. Last, velocity from acceleration time graph. How you can, if you have, this is little bit different question. If you have a graph of acceleration and time, suppose the graph is like this, then how you will find the velocity? So velocity, you have to find the velocity from the acceleration time graph. So again you have to find the area. If you find the area, it means this one is the acceleration into time. Like this, see, A into T. If you find this one length into breadth, so this one will be A into T. And A into T will be your velocity. So here area, what you have to find? Half base into height. By finding the area base into height, it will give you the velocity. So area covered by the acceleration time graph give us velocity. Now question number 2. Suggest what kind of motion body is represented by the graph. So number 1, it is a parallel to the time axis. It is parallel to the time axis, so it is the body is at rest. It is straight line passing through the origin, so this one will be your uniform motion. This one distance, and at first the body is moving uniformly. After that it comes rest. Rest means the distance is not changing with respect to time. Now question number 3. Draw a velocity versus time graph of a stone thrown vertically upward and then coming downward after attaining the maximum height. So here you have to draw the graph. So plot like this, 0. Here you have to write down the time, and here it is your velocity. So in this way, first is going upward, then it reaches the maximum point, then it comes downward. So these are the explanation of the exercise 1C. So do all this question neatly in your copy and send in my WhatsApp number. Thank you and take care.